Coming up, an unattended death is under investigation in Iowa City.
Iowa remembers. The University of Iowa's Turning Point chapter holds a vigil for Charlie Kirk.
We put Hawkeye football stable on center stage.
Warm weather is here to stay. I'll have your full forecast coming up in weather.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Wednesday, September 17th, and I'm Hannah Lipsky.
And I'm Annika Perez.
And the third member of our team, Morgan Burhans, is live outside at the Pentacrest to tell us today's weather story. Morgan, how are things feeling out there this morning?
It is beautiful out here at 65 degrees. It does look like Iowa City is hanging on to the warm weather for another week. We can expect temperatures to rise up to a mostly sunny 86 degrees today. Tonight, temps will sit at about 62 degrees. Don't worry, because tomorrow it will heat back up to a high near 90. Make sure to stay hydrated and find shade when you can, Hawks. I'll be back to give you guys the full forecast, but for now, I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
And for our top story today, a shocking investigation at an Iowa City apartment complex.
DITV's Liz Schultz is live outside the apartment, taking us through these events.
Well, Hannah and Annika, police are still investigating the cause of an unattended death outside of this apartment complex. Now, police responded to a welfare check just after 9 a.m. Monday morning inside the unit at 305 East Prentice Street. And when they arrived, they found a body outside the nearby creek and wooded areas. Now, police have not yet, and the Johnson County Medical Examiner and Attorney's Office are also aiding in the investigation. Police are asking anyone with any information to contact Detective Ryan Wood at the Iowa City Police Department. And we did reach out to the Iowa City Police Department for updates, but have not yet received a response. For now, live in Iowa City, Liz Schultz, DITV.
Former Iowa City Public Library employee was sentenced to 14 years in prison for child pornography. Jeffrey Gwentert, age 57, was found to have an account with thousands of files containing sexual abuse. Authorities believed he used around 44 devices to receive and view these images. After prison, he will be required to serve 5 years term supervised and will have to pay $100,000.
The University of Iowa Turning Point chapter held a candlelight vigil Monday night for conservative activist Charlie Kirk. DITV's Ryan Lynch has what people were feeling and how they plan to continue honoring Kirk.
It was dark, lit by candlelight as people held silence, prayed, and sang in support of Kirk. The vigil attracted a large crowd of students and people from the area.
I was really surprised how many people. You really couldn't hear a whole lot, so I made my way around to the different sides and met some people.
The event left some students very emotional as they reflected on Charlie Kirk's assassination.
He was murdered in front of his wife, in front of his 3-year-old daughter for what he believed in. It just really breaks my heart to know that I have children one day, God willing, that I might have to raise them. I want to raise them to be able to speak out for what they believe in.
Attendees spoke of the value of free speech and the dangers when it feels like it only applies to certain viewpoints.
As you can see, what freedom of speech really is only freedom if you think a certain way, I feel like, nowadays. And that cost a man his life, a man that was truly amazing.
That just takes dialogue. You quit dialoguing, you wind up having war.
People saw the strong organization that Kirk built, and with his death, caused some students to join the Turning Point chapter at Iowa.
We actually just joined following the death of Charlie Kirk.
The event wrapped up, and some people continued to stay and reflect as music played in Kirk's honor. From Hubbard Park at the University of Iowa, Ryan Lynch, DITV.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture released updates affecting the state of Iowa.
We'll now send things over to DITV's Felicity Menning in the newsroom for more details.
Thanks, guys. After several farm-to-school programs came to a stop, the USDA revives one. This program connects schools with local farmers through projects under the Patrick Leahy Farm to School Grant Program. The USDA will award up to $18 million through this program for projects such as the purchasing of local food, school gardens, agricultural education, and food safety training. The grants will range from $100,000 to $500,000. This will be the largest total amount offered in a single year since the program's founding in 2013. Keeping things on the USDA, they added new restrictions to farmers that could stop them from installing certain renewable energy projects. The organization will no longer provide federal funding for solar and wind projects. This means taxpayer dollars will not be used to install solar panels or wind turbines on farmland. Solar and wind energy are cleaner energy sources than fossil fuels, but they tend to take up farmland that can be used to grow more crops. Some farmers are frustrated with this decision as clean energy could become more expensive. The USDA is working hard in the farming sector with restrictions and programs. But for now, back to Hannah and Annika at the desk.
A University of Iowa staple is closing its wheels for the 2025-2026 school year. Due to weather conditions and the cost of upkeep, the Street Hawk food truck says they will take the year to upgrade their equipment. In the meantime, other food trucks will be allowed on campus to continue the trend of access to convenient meals. The future of the Street Hawk is currently uncertain.
Iowa is taking steps towards more renewable energy sources. Linn County Board of Supervisors approved an ordinance for nuclear energy. This doesn't authorize a power plant, but it creates the legal framework for future plant proposals. The ordinance sets land use rules, application requirements, and a host community agreement. A legally binding contract requiring nuclear facilities to compensate Linn County to cover costs with public safety, emergency response, infrastructure, and any other community impacts associated with the facility. The state's only power plant in Palo, Iowa, could reopen in 2028 if the Nuclear Regulatory Commission approves the proposal.
Well, coming up later, we've got an in-depth look at Hawkeye football's deepest position group, another upcoming Cy-Hawk matchup on the court, and some Big Ten soccer, all after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street. I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City. From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us here at DITV.
Let's take a look back outside with Morgan for the forecast for the week ahead.
Showers. Saturday, the rain will stick around. This will be a high of 84 and a low around 64. But watch out, as there is a chance of on Saturday night. Sunday will stay consistent in the mid-80s with the rain still hanging around. Showers will be expected in the Monday morning with a chance of afternoon and night.
Sorry, we're experiencing some technical difficulties outside, but Morgan would like to continue in saying on Monday, rainy weather will stick around with a mostly cloudy skies and a high at 85. But, you know, I know you like the rain.
No, I am so excited for the rain. I am so excited for it to cool down. But I heard we're out of state this weekend, so maybe that's a little better.
Yeah, I'm excited to be at an away game, so we're not outside in Kinnick being poured on.
Yeah, I'm excited to get away from that rain as well and make that trip over the Rutgers with the Iowa football team, who's going to start off Big Ten play with an East Coast trip over the Rutgers. It's a short week for the Hawks as they'll play on Friday instead of Saturday, just like the old Friday night light high school days. But with plenty of leadership on this team, having a few less days to prepare isn't too much of a worry for the squad.
got to be mature about our preparation, our recovery, and our just getting ready for the game, knowing that we have one last day.
I don't really mind it. To me, it's like no matter when we got to play, if we had to play on Tuesday, I'd be ready to go. So no matter when the game is, you know, KF always says you got to be ready to go.
Well, what is working in Iowa's favor, however, is the fact that Rutgers' defense actually matches up pretty similar to UMass's defense from last week. So, in a sense, they've almost been preparing for it for 2 weeks, which makes the shortened week not feel as difficult.
It's a lot of help, especially it being a short week. So, like the preparation, we were already kind of like, you know, looking forward a little bit. But, you know, seeing that and being able to carry over some plays, maybe, you know, we're going to see what we can do.
When you think about last year's team and Caleb Johnson's production, he's away. He's now in the NFL. The question this offseason was, who would replace that production that Johnson left behind? Well, 3 weeks into the season, the question isn't who, but how many.
There's a reason why former Iowa running back Caleb Johnson now has a poster of himself outside Gate B at Kinnick Stadium. He ran wild last year for the Iowa Hawkeyes. He was a consensus All-American, and while fans will certainly miss the presence of Caleb Johnson, there's still a lot to be excited about in this Iowa running back room, a room that has been nicknamed the Stable. After rushing for a combined 300 yards in their Week 1 game versus Albany, Hawkeye fans were introduced to some new faces in the Iowa running back room, such as redshirt freshman Xavier Williams and true freshman Nathan McNeil. Returning are Jazz Patterson, Terrell Washington Jr., and Kamari Moulton.
You know, when you see somebody younger than you come in, it's like, bro, he working hard. I'm kind of like a proud parent right now watching him play, you know. Like, I don't really see it as competition. I see it as the best person going to be on the field at the end of the day.
I mean, I think there's a standard in that room, and, you know, they all want to meet or exceed that standard. And
so far, the Hawks have shown a tremendous amount of depth in their running back room, a room which Terrell Washington has coined the Stable.
TJ did, or Terrell did. I mean, there's talent all around my running back group. There's not a huge fall off, I don't think, really at all. So I think everyone's together. Everyone's trying to get each other to take that next step, and everyone's happy for each other when everyone succeeds. So
through 3 weeks, the Iowa offense has leaned heavily on the run game, which has prompted Williams, Patterson, and Washington Jr. getting over 23 carries each. So far, Iowa is second in the Big Ten Conference in rushing yards. But this story doesn't end on the field. It goes deeper into the group's relationship outside the locker room.
It's great. We all want to see everyone in the room succeed, and we know it's a deep room. Everyone can play, so when your number's called, you go out there and play your best. When you get tired, your brother will go in and he'll dominate too. So it's really just we want to see everybody eat. So I think the relationship's been pretty great.
This tight-knit and talented group of running backs hope to continue their dominant start to the season into Big Ten play. They can do so starting against Rutgers Friday night. From outside Kinnick Stadium, Cole Krieger, DITV Sports.
Well, the 7-2 Hawkeye volleyball team takes on the 7-1 Iowa State Cyclones tonight in volleyball for the third round of the Cyhawk Series. After Iowa won soccer 1-0, Iowa State bounced back on the gridiron, winning the football edition 16-13. The Hawks went into last weekend's SEMO Invitational with a 6-0 record, but lost 2 of the 3 matches at the tournament to SEMO and Weber State. As for Iowa State, they hosted the Cyclone Invitational last weekend and went 2-0 with wins against St. Louis and Omaha. First serve is set for 6 p.m. on Big Ten Plus. And the Iowa soccer team continues Big Ten play this week with a matchup tomorrow night against the Purdue Boilermakers. The Hawkeyes are coming off a tie against the Northwestern Wildcats in their Big Ten season opener. Iowa now sits at 7th place in the Big Ten at 5-1-2, while Purdue sits at 2nd place, propelled with a win over the 23rd ranked Wisconsin Badgers. The Hawks will travel to West Lafayette to take on the Boilermakers starting at 7 p.m. Well, I'm excited for the soccer team to maybe get back home to Iowa City because they have one of the best attendance records in the country. The atmosphere there is unparalleled in the soccer world.
Yeah, it sounds like the soccer team, specifically the women's soccer team, is doing really great this season on the turf, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, me too. And speaking about atmosphere, I'm super excited to talk about something that my favorite holiday of the season.
Well, Annika, I have a surprise for you. Opening now, anyone can contact Santa Claus by sending a letter to the address 123 Elf Road, North Pole, with the zip code 8888. Operation Santa and UPS teamed up to write letters to kids who want to hear back from good old St. Nick. Now, thank you for joining us online or listening on KUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live every day from Iowa City. Thank
We'll
you
see
for
tomorrow.
joining.
This time on Word on the Street, a Hollywood celebrity makes a stop in Iowa City.
And the recap of the Emmy Awards. So sit back,
relax, and here's the word on the street.
welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street.
Your go-to for all things arts and entertainment, both locally and nationally.
And the Emmys were this weekend, which was so exciting, so we have a lot to cover.
Yes, but before we do that, let's talk about a performance that happened right here in Iowa City this past weekend. Now, Grace, I know you were out of town this weekend having fun, but here in Iowa City, we had a very special visitor stop by.
I am so jealous. I want to hear all about this, and I'm so glad you got to go.
Yeah, so Schitt's Creek actor Noah Reid is on tour right now, and I didn't even know he was a musician, but he blew me away with his voice. So let's take a quick look at the concert this weekend at Engler Theater. I'm at Engler Theater in downtown Iowa City, where right behind me, the stage is getting set for singer-songwriter Noah Reid.
Engler is the second stop on Noah Reid's Live Again tour. Noah is best known for his role Patrick Brewer on Schitt's Creek, and along with having an extensive acting background, he's also been writing and releasing music since 2016. The crowd was pretty packed leading up to the opener, Sarah Grace White. I asked Englert, why Noah Reid?
He reaches families that want to come out to have some entertainment, and he reaches college students that need an escape from a busy first couple of weeks of classes.
100%.
Seeing Noah sneak up on Keegan and how much the audience enjoyed him, I could definitely see why Live Again came to Iowa City.
Would you say your music is soulful and it just reaches people's hearts?
I would say that's the intent. Yeah. So we'll try to reach people's hearts and brains and shatter their bones a little bit too, just for fun.
Noah is big on vinyl records and talked about how important they were in shaping this tour. And the audience just ate up all his stories and jokes.
Dude, I know.
And of course, he played beautiful music. From Englert Theater, Hannah Lipsky, DITV Arts and Culture.
Noah was just such a great performer, and I don't know why I was surprised, but he told like so many jokes and like just had great charisma and great comedy aspects, which makes sense being an actor, being on Schitt's Creek. But
all that practice.
Oh yes, but like the audience was just like laughing, eating up all his jokes, and he was just really like down to earth, and he really connected with them, and it felt more like a garage concert. Like you were just sitting there, like he was just playing for you, and then he would just tell you a little bit about the song, his inspiration. It was really cool. And the opener, Sarah Grace White, she's actually the daughter of actress Katie Sagal. I remember, I know I'm a little bit young to like say this, but the only thing that I've seen her in was Pitch Perfect 2 when she played Emily's mom.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, but yeah.
Vaguely remember that.
Okay, but she's like a big actress, so that was really cool when
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I actually talked to her too. She mistook me for a worker there, and she came up to ask me a question, and she was like, hey, how do I get to the green room? I'm like, I don't know. I don't work here. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought with the badge. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just media.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That's awesome.
But yeah, I actually got to ask Noah a question. I don't know if you saw in the package, but he came up behind the events director Keegan when I was interviewing him, and I was like, this is the perfect time. I have to shoot my shot. So I asked him a question. So let's take a quick look at how it went.
How do you like Iowa City? Is this your first time here?
First time here. We just got in a couple hours ago, and mostly we've seen the inside of this building, which I love. But pulling in and seeing the marquee, even just the names of Leo Kottke and Sharon Van Etten, and to be in between those two is pretty awesome. I saw that Jeff Tweedy and Joy Oladukin was here. It's very, very cool. I mean, obviously this is just like an incredible music hall that I'm excited to play.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was just such a cool experience, and I really enjoyed just being there with the music. I could only record like the first 3 songs, so after that, Angler was just like, yeah, you could just hang out and enjoy the concert, and that's what I did. And I would say his music is kind of similar to like Noah Kahan. It's kind of like folky and a little bit like
I could definitely see those vibes.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get more into his music because I mean, after that, like I'm starting to become a fan. So
yeah, well, I'm so glad you got to experience that. That's incredible, and I'm happy for you. And he seems like such a nice guy, and the Angler is really up and coming with some of the people that have been going there.
Definitely.
So I know my mom was looking at the schedule, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Noah Reed, like from Schitt's Creek." So
my mom was reading out too.
So exciting. A lot happening in Iowa City, but also a lot happening on a national level this week. We have a lot to recap about the Emmys. I feel like so much happened this time almost. It was a little bit different. I was watching here and there. I was on a plane, so it was like back and forth and layovers trying to catch up. But let's get right into it and start breaking down some of these winners.
So let's start with Best Comedy, which I think is your favorite category.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So the winner this year was The Studio, and we are so happy about this. We actually predicted.
Our prediction was right. Yes.
I said if it were, or we said if it wasn't The Studio, it'd be like The Bear because of whatever legacy, or like Hacks. We said maybe. Yeah. We said Hacks, but I'm so happy that The Studio, like for their first season, you know, scored, and that they were a big score, which we'll get into later. But let's take a look at this awesome moment when they won.
And the Emmy goes to The Studio.
For its first eligible year, The Studio has received 23 nominations, which has tied the record for the most nominations in a single year for a comedy.
Thank you. I mean, it's getting embarrassing. I really appreciate it. In all honesty, to everyone who watched, I'll do my best attempt at sincerity here. If you watched our show, if you appreciated our show, if you voted for our show especially, thank you very much. I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me. And to be standing up here with all these people, these are the best people I know, and to have them spend their days with me, working with me, is truly like one of the great honors of my life. So thank you to all these people so much. If anyone else wants to say something, we're already in girls. So anyone they'd like to thank?
We made a movie about executives. We want to thank Zach, Jamie, Michelle, Spencer, Dana, Scott, Kevin, Sandra, all the people at Apple and Lionsgate. Thank you guys so much.
Tim Cook, he's here. Thank you.
The first Latina to ever win in this category, co-creator Frida Perez.
Frida Perez, and thank you to her. We want to say something. Say thank you.
We want to thank Scott Herbst and Courtney Mock at Lionsgate, and my fiance Nick. I love you.
Thank you so much. In all honesty, thank you so much. We couldn't appreciate this more. Thank you to you all, for real. Thank you, guys.
Thanks to every executive out there.
Thank you to the executives. Thank your executives.
In 23 nominations is pretty insane.
Yeah, especially for a show that literally it was his first season to have that many and to win that big. So, I mean, Seth Rogen is a comedic genius, but hey, he was recognized by the Academy too.
Yeah, and especially this category is always so competitive, and I mean, I always feel like it can go like either to it's anyone's game. But I'm excited that they're mixing it up a little bit. I love the new names. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when like the same show wins over and over and over every single year, because it doesn't really encourage anyone to kind of step out and try something new. But yeah, going off of that, Seth Rogen also came home with a trophy in hand for himself, taking home the title of Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series.
And now the Emmy for lead actor in a comedy series goes to Seth Rogen, The Studio.
This is the first Emmy win and 9th nomination for Seth Rogen. Also nominated for directing, producing, and writing The Studio.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. I so could not wrap my head around this happening that I literally prepared nothing. I've never won anything in my life. When I was a kid, I bought a used bowling trophy at an estate sale. And my parents were like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should probably buy that. Thank you to my wife, my mother, everyone who works on the show, my agents, my managers, the writers, everyone who guest starred on the show. Thank you so much. This is really just so lovely, and I feel like I should. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is so nice. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Have a good one.
I just love how he was so himself in that. Like, you could just see like how cool of a person he is to be around.
Yeah.
Even with like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's just so funny. And yeah, it was his first ever Emmy win,
which is so surprising.
And
I feel like he's
so much, so big.
You can just hear and see how excited everyone was for him and for the success of this show, and that just makes me smile. It makes me want to watch it. It's so nice when people are like just being so supportive, and I mean, great win for that show. Really, it's gonna take off. I have a feeling.
I think so too. And even just looking at some of the guest stars, it's really cool how it's like set up as like they guest star as themselves. So I'm really interested to see more about that, and if they're gonna have more like big celebrities as themselves, and like how that's gonna kind of pan out. And yeah, it's just cool breaking the fourth wall and kind of seeing like the behind the scenes of how movies and TV shows are made.
Absolutely. Yeah. And sticking in the comedy category, Jean Smart took home the Best Actress in a Comedy Series for her show Hacks. I'm a little sad that Kristen Bell didn't win. My prediction was wrong. And this was Jean Smart's 7th Emmy win.
Yes, and she won this category last year, which we kind of predicted would go the same way again. But yeah, Kristen Bell, sad. And it was also her first nomination too in an Emmy, which is crazy to me because she's been in like quite a few TV shows before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But switching off a little bit, I know that you were really excited about the drama category this year.
Yes, I was.
And some of the outcomes as well. And although Severance did not take home the big prize,
which I have lots of problems with, but
they didn't leave empty-handed, which is what's important, right? So, however, let's start with the big award.
Yes.
This one went to the popular show The Pit, which is about the modern-day healthcare system and day-to-day working in a hospital. And it kind of, I've seen a couple episodes of this show. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like an updated Grey's Anatomy.
That's what I've like kind of took away from it. I've seen a lot of clips online as well.
Yeah.
And my only problem with, well, I have several, but my big problem with it winning Best Drama is it's the fact that it's like it's just not an original idea.
That is
like most TV shows and movies aren't, but Severance is an original idea, and that's why I was like, come on, like, how did it not win? Because it's so out there and it's so different, but that could also be why it's so out there and so different. And people love their medical shows. They love it. So,
personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Grey's Anatomy and the medical shows, only because I have a really weak stomach, and seeing that on screen is like the last thing I want to see. But The Pit is a little bit different. I mean, no, not the completely original idea, but Noah Weil, who's the lead doctor in the show, is really, really good. And we'll get into that as well later. But for now, let's take a look at the great moment when this show won.
The Emmy goes to The Pit.
The Pit has 13 nominations, including casting, 2 directing, contemporary makeup non-prosthetic, prosthetic makeup, lead actor, supporting actress, guest actor, sound editing, sound mixing, 2 writing, and drama series.
This is insane. Thank you so much to the Academy. I want to thank everybody at Warner Brothers, Channing, for believing in this show from the get-go. To Sarah and Casey and Joey at HBO Max for nurturing and supporting our show. To our amazing cast and crew and writers and directors. We wouldn't be out here without you guys. I have the best producing partners and friends in the world in John Wells. And Noah Wiley, I don't know where he is. My secret weapon, Dr. Joe Sachs. Who else? Our friends, our families. And a big shout out, I want to dedicate this on behalf of everyone to all the healthcare workers, the frontline, first responders. Respect them, protect them, trust them. Thank you.
And this was one of my favorite reactions of the entire night, was just seeing how excited they were to win this award. You can really tell that a lot of heart and soul went into this. And, you know, we were kind of saying earlier that, like, sometimes when you win so much, it just doesn't matter to you and you're just like, meh. But it's really awesome to see the excitement.
Watch the full episode later on DITV's YouTube channel. And catch every episode on Word on the Street on thedailyiowan.com.